Context-dependent crowd evaluation. There are many ways to simulate a crowd, and at the end we always ask, how well did the simulation turn out? To form an opinion, is it enough to look at the simulation from a distance, or should we take a closer look and follow each individual agent in the crowd? We propose a data-driven method to assess individual behaviors within a crowd. We use videos of real crowds to give our evaluation a context. The behaviors observed in the video define what we consider to be characteristic behaviors in this context. From each individual and in each time step, we create an example which stores the action that the person performed and the state of the crowd around him. We compare the states and actions of each simulated agent with the example set. This generates a score for each time step of the agent based on the quality of the match found. Coloring the agents or their trajectories according to their score gives the user a simple way to detect uncharacteristic behaviors. For example, here the agents at the forefronts of the merging flocks do not behave like typical flock members. To define these characteristic behaviors, we used a video of a real crowd that behaves like a flock, and evaluated the simulation using our flock measure. Here is another uncharacteristic behavior. An agent is walking against the flow of the crowd. Next, we evaluate short-term behaviors in pedestrian crowds. We define two measures. In the first, the state samples the local densities surrounding the subject person, and in the second, it samples the distance to the nearest people. In both measures, the action is a 2-second long trajectory segment. In this visualization, the evaluation score is shown on a scale of 0 to 100. Poor matches are colored in red. This crowd was evaluated against a sparse crowd, like the one shown at the end of this video. When compared to the observed crowd, poor matches were found for behaviors which include significant change in speed or direction, passing too close to someone, traffic congestions, and other uncharacteristic behaviors. This is an evaluation of a simple rule-based simulation where the agents always maintain their speed and direction. Here, the most common uncharacteristic behavior are collisions, which are found implicitly by the evaluation. We also defined a measure whose action represents a 10-second long trajectory interval. Again, intervals which are not similar in nature to those observed in the input video find poor matches. Poorly matched intervals usually contain several changes in speed, direction, or both. To validate our approach, we show an example of searching for unique behaviors in a real crowd. Note that unique behaviors can be natural. However, they are just not as common and therefore not easy to detect. We use our evaluation system to look for potentially unique behaviors. Here, the woman in green walks, nearly collides with someone, and then continues walking. If you look at it again, you'll notice that she also does 2 slight turns before she continues to walk. Let's look at another behavior, something a bit more subtle. This time, we focus on a walking person. In our short-term action definition, the unique behavior of a person lasts for 1 second before and after the current position. Here, the person nearly collides with 3 different people. To avoid the last collision, he twists to get out of the way. Once again, this behavior is natural. However, it is not typical to a sparse pedestrian crowd. We thank you for your attention.